Takeover. The newest Takeover event is tomorrow night, and it's NXT Rival, which at first I was confused because when I looked at the graphic for it, it looked like they just took over the, well, not pardon the pun, but just took over the NXT logo and put it over the NXT Arrival logo. I feel I still see an A. I think it's just the A that's blocked out. I think an A and an extra R perhaps. But I think that's what's blocked in this logo here for the NXT Rival thing. So that's something to get used to saying, NXT Rival, which if you look at the main event, it's a perfect name for it. But let's just go over the card very quickly. I think there is a match on here that is not officially made, but I guess it's over the past few days it's been made, but it's not actually on the little card thing here. But first I want to talk about the pre-show here, because the pre-show looks like it looks like Corey Graves will actually host the panel. From what I've been told, Corey Graves will either host the panel or be in a separate place hosting the panel, or hosting the pre-show rather. But the panel looks so far of Graves, Renee Young, Byron Saxton, and Jason Albert, who you might remember as A-Train or Tensai. Looks like a good thing so far. I don't know if there's any little people like a Paul Heyman like last time or whoever is there, but just before I go on this card, I just want to say that NXT has sort of had a Wednesday Night Wars as of late with Lucha Underground, which will actually, I think they will overpass Lucha Underground this week, just because they have an extra hour. So it's been 1 hour shows against each other for the net. I don't really know ratings from the network because there's a million subscribers, so at best they would probably get maybe over a 1.0 if you're looking at Nielsen ratings for 1 million people. But that's the only thing I can base it on. So, and I don't really know the numbers for Lucha Underground either, so they might be pretty even. But they have great wrestling on Wednesday nights. It's amazing. For those that have not seen Lucha Underground on the R-Rated Network, try to find it on YouTube. Try to find it somewhere, because Lucha Underground is amazing. I mean, it is pretty much the NXT on cable. And I hate using that as an example, but I mean, hell, you got so many names. You even had Alberto Del Rio coming in, or I guess he's Alberto El Patron or something like that now, going to the end of the show last week. So you have a lot of intrigue on both shows, because especially since Alberto is the AAA heavyweight champion, and I guess Lucha Underground is a affiliation of AAA in Mexico. But onto this card here, because both of these shows are going to have a hell of a way to win viewers and all this stuff. I wouldn't really call it a Wednesday Night War, but that's the best thing I could think of here. But let's look at the first match, which is not on the actual card thing for WWE, but it's been rumored to happen. So I'll just go through it anyway. We have a singles match of Hideo Itami, the former Kenta, against Tyler Breeze. And I'm assuming that'll just be the opening match. I don't really know if what else would be. Maybe the Bull Dempsey match would be the opener. I don't really know. But this match is simple. Hideo Itami will win the match. I mean, he had an amazing match with Finn Balor, or who people might know as Prince Devitt. An amazing match last week, and I think it was for to get in the finals of the number contendership match for the NXT Championships. Like whoever wins this, which we'll go into later, whoever will win that match will face the winner of Zayn and Owens, which we'll get to later as well. I still feel Itami might be a great number contender for the championship as well, as might be Tyler Breeze. But they're not in that contention yet, so they just put them in the match and it'll work. I mean, Breeze might pull up the offset. It's happened before, but I don't think it'll happen. I also think Hideo will win this match, no problem. And then we go to the rest of the card here, the no disqualification match between Baron Corbin and Bull Dempsey. Now, I believe, I don't know, but at least when I first saw Baron Corbin, he was on the last Takeover event, and he fucking squashed someone so bad. It was amazing. But and Bull Dempsey's been impressive too as well. I don't really know who would win this match. I would want to say Corbin, but just by the way how Bull Dempsey has been attacked the past few weeks, I would not mind Dempsey picking up the win here. And then we go to the NXT Championship #1 Contenders Tournament Finals. So the winner of this match, like I said, will face Zayn, or the winner of Zayn and Owens. Adrian Neville, the former Pac, will face the former Prince of Devitt, like we talked about before, Finn Balor. Or Balor, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm not very good with the Irish little names here, so it's Balor or Baylor or whoever. But Adrian Neville just, I believe, from what I remember, he was NXT champion on the last Takeover event, and he lost to Sami Zayn. So unless he's had his rematch, I don't really know why he's in this this match here. But Finn Balor is an amazing talent. I don't know if it's his time to win a contendership tournament. I would love to see a Balor-Zayn match or a Balor-Owens match, but Adrian Neville just lost the title at the last Takeover event, as far as I know. And I don't know if he's had a rematch clause. I don't know. I haven't watched NXT as much as I would like. But, if anything, I would love to see Neville versus Owens or Zayn for his rematch if he hasn't had it. If not, then Balor all the way, because that would be a great fucking match here with either Owens or Zayn. Then we have the Tag Team title rematch. Last week, we had a shocking development as Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy defeated the Lucha Dragons, who are, I believe, Hunakara or Sin Cara, but Hunico's under the mask now, and Kalisto, who is the former Samurai del Sol. But it was shocking because no one expected it to happen. And the last time I remember Buddy Murphy, I believe it was a Performance Center promo where he fucking made himself over Benoit, like he fucking did the fucking kids thing. I don't remember what the fuck he said. It was something about like he's the guy that wouldn't want you to be that you like, and he's a great guy, but he's the same guy that would fuck up someone's kids or something like that. It was, and people actually laughed at it, which was very weird because of the whole Benoit thing. And I believe that's what it was going for. I don't know, but that's what it sounded like to me, which was very odd. But I did chuckle of it because I'm like, he actually said that. It was fucking crazy. But to be fair, Murphy and Blake are great wrestlers. But as much as I would want them retained because they just won the titles, so it would make sense for them to regain the titles, which I think will happen. But as much as I want that to happen, I don't want it to happen because the rumors have been going around, much like Adrian Neville having a Mighty Mouse gimmick, which was very weird. I don't know why the fuck they would do that. Even worse, the rumors are Kalisto will have a gay hairstylist gimmick. And before you say anything, I have nothing against gay people. I have nothing against their life choices or their jobs or their hair or whatever the fuck they do. I just don't approve of it, personally. I mean, I don't want to go into the details here, but the fact of a guy sticking a dick in another man's ass, that is just disgusting. And I have nothing against what they do. Just their sexual orientation is out of whack, I believe. Is just what I'm trying to say here. I don't like it. It's weird. Very weird. So, and plus with this gimmick, he would have to unmask as well, which would be very weird because, he's come in with the mask, and then he would have this fucking gimmick. If anything, I would want them to regain the titles just because I don't want to see that fucking gimmick happen. But Wesley and Blake, the odds are he will retain the titles because they just won them like last week or 2 weeks ago. And then we have the Women's Championship match, Charlotte versus Bayley versus Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. Now, I believe the last event the last Takeover, Sasha Banks and Charlotte had an amazing match. And Bayley and Becky Lynch had a good match a couple weeks ago, last week, as did Sasha Banks and Bayley. And this whole fucking thing has been over the fucking title. So all of them have been in a storyline together. And personally, I don't care who wins this because I personally believe that Charlotte will be brought up to the main roster soon anyway. So it would make sense for her to drop the belt in a match where the odds are not in her favor. But who would you give it to, though? I mean, Becky Lynch is a hell of a competitor. If you've seen her since the Shimmer days as Rebecca Knox. And Sasha Banks is a great competitor and we've seen it since her matches at main event, matches on NXT. Bayley is a wild card here because I don't really know if they're ready to give her the belt. Because I think she just was injured a couple weeks ago too, or was having an injury. So I don't know if you would give the belt to her. But chances are Charlotte will retain the belt. If not, then this would be the right time to push her up on the main roster and try to have her drop the belt. And finally, the match we've all been waiting for. A match 14 years in the making since Ring of Honor. Since Sami Zayn was El Generico, but in storyline, technically, El Generico has been helping out orphans since he's retired. But nonetheless, we have El Generico versus Kevin Steen, or, to be politically correct, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, which is a great fucking feud. I love it. Every week, if I can't watch NXT, I at least try to see what goes on with this feud because it is the best thing on the show, no doubt. Sami Zayn won the title in the last NXT Takeover event, and then we had the beginning of the Owens Zayn thing. Now, there is a little bit of more confusion here as we go along because Sami Zayn recently has been touring in Abu Dhabi, and he's coming back to take over from Abu Dhabi to the States to do the show and then go back to Abu Dhabi to finish up the tour, which is very weird, thinking, oh my god, are they going to have him drop the belt to Owens? Are they going to have him drop on his first title shot, which would be incredible. However, Sami Zayn won the title a couple months ago, so I do not think he would lose the belt at this point. But for touring's sake, it depends. Do you want the champion on tour, or do you want him to be on tour, lose the belt, and then hype up the rematch in the tour of Abu Dhabi? It's very interesting to see what will happen here. Personally, either way works for me. This is a great feud, and I would love to see this keep going on, because as long as it's not being fucked up on the main roster, it will be amazing. But with Zayn winning the title, and Neville possibly not getting his rematch, I don't know. Both of these guys could be on the main roster. So it's possible that Zayn could lose the belt to Owens, and then go to the main roster and have the rematch and whatever. But with that being said, TakeOver is tomorrow night. It'll be an amazing show. If you thought the last TakeOver event was great, this will be even better. We'll just see what happens, and with this Wednesday night war of Lucha Underground, we'll just see who survives. If there really is a war to begin with.